Hey Cancer, how are you doing today? My name is Sherilyn. I am here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one is going to be for July 11th, 12th, and 13th. So that should be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Actually, I got a calendar now, so I know it is. I can look at it. But anyways, what are we doing? We're going to do the Celtic Cross again. People seem to like that last week, something different. So we'll go with that again this time. At the bottom, I will pull 2 cards each for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Try to give you some insight as to what could be coming towards you this weekend. Okay? That's it. We're just going to get this going. This one's for my Cancers. We got Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. What is your current situation? Okay, Cancer. You're pulling the 5 of Cups. So currently you are feeling a very strong sense of loss and regret. All right, I don't know what this loss and regret is over. Heavy on the regret, though. And I feel like the regret is somehow based more on how a situation was dealt with, or you're up in your head big time about, you feel like this could have been done differently. If something had been done differently, you feel like it might have been successful or something. You acted too impulsively, or you took things too fast is what it feels like. And the loss is the, after effect of it all. All right, so what is the obstacle? The 3 of Cups. Okay, so there was some sort of a situation that you had going on, and I feel as though maybe you either you exited the situation you were in harshly and went to another situation, or you ended up being in 2 situations at one time is how this feels. You just wanted to have fun. That's where this gets the big catch, right? I mean, I understand everybody's just that way. No, but really in this situation, you didn't put a lot. This was impulsive. You didn't put the forethought into this that was necessary to see how this could play out. You were really caught up and you just wanted to have a good time. All right, let's see what we got. So what is it you need to focus on here? So the 2 of Swords. It feels like there's a decision here that still hasn't been made. I got to be honest with you, Cancer. It feels like you are trying to avoid making it. And the reason for that is because you're thinking that somebody else is going to make it for you, and you just don't want the responsibility of making this decision, whatever it is. If you were to manage to successfully get through out of this dynamic, whatever this is that you got going on here, by not making the decision, somebody else makes it for you. I assure you, almost instantly, you'll be in another situation just as bad, if not worse, where you'll be, and they're going to keep doing this to you until you finally start making decisions for yourself. Okay. It's part of accountability, and it's part of adulting, maybe. I don't know, but it's something that it seems like this is not the first time you've done this. So that's what I feel like. I feel like you keep skirting these decisions by just setting things up, and so other people have to make the decision for you. Yeah. It is a cop-out, for sure, and it's not what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you might get away with it this time, but almost instantly you'll be back in another situation where you have to, until you finally start making decisions for yourself. So that keeps your life in this constant flux and chaos, is how I see this. Okay, what do we got? What is it you need to leave behind? The Knight of Wands, which would be the impulsivity that you went into this situation with, okay? It's also impulsivity in exiting situations. So I think you got yourself caught up into something impulsively without thinking things through. And then I think you have a tendency to then ghost or run away or leave a situation just as impulsively. Yeah. That's what I see. Okay, so what do we got? What is your strength here? The 6 of Cups. You run into these situations and out of them, okay? But they all take a piece of you, okay? So, I mean, you have history with all of these things. Yeah. The strength in your strength in the situation is very little right now. Because it's like you have these glorious memories and then you sabotage the whole thing. And this is something that you are doing on repeat, without a doubt. If there's one message coming through in my head right now, it's that this is something you are doing on repeat. This is over and over. It's like the same thing over and over, except for the stakes keep getting higher and higher. You know what I'm saying? And bigger pieces of yourself keep getting left behind. That's why we opened with the Five of Cups. All right, what do we have in the near future? Yeah, the Death card. And Death card's really a good card, and it speaks of transformation. However, in this particular situation, the way that this is played out with these cards, I do feel like there are endings coming in a way. It's like the scales being balanced finally. Each time you have impulsively left out of some place with no explanation and no closure and no this and no that, those have added up. And so that now the tables are going to flip on you. I'm afraid. That's what I think is. I think it's already happening, but I think it has not really. The waters have not burst through it. I mean, this is going to get a lot more intense to even out the scales. Is what I feel like. It's a pattern that you have to acknowledge, and you have to take steps to break. You have to take steps to break this pattern, or it will literally be the death of you. I mean, it's like. Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? What is the, sorry, I don't mean to be like that. Okay, so what is the advice? 10 of Pentacles. To get to the 10 of Pentacles, you have to stand on something. You have to find what you have to find something that you choose to work towards, or with somebody, or whatever the deal is, and you have to stand on it. You have to be there for it. You have to be loyal to it. You have to be there for good days and bad days, all these kinds of things. Can't be quite so wishy-washy, which is really not a Cancer trait. So I don't know, that's not one of your traits, is to be so flighty as they're saying you are here. This has something to do with you running from the emotions and running from the accountability. So rather than stand up and be accountable for whatever's happened, you just run, and that may have been kind of uncomfortable and not that big of a deal when you were a teenager, but you're not a teenager anymore. So at this point, like I said, every time you do this, these people are, it's taking a bigger part of you away from you. I don't know. Okay, what is the atmosphere? 10 of Wands. You're carrying an incredibly heavy burden, because it's the burdens that you've carried from all of these. They're all piling up. This is all piling up on you. Okay, what is your fear? The Chariot. This is also your card, Cancer. So in some ways, I feel like your fear is that you're losing your power. Your fear is this forward motion that you keep doing. I think you're fearing the cycle that you know you're in. I think for some of you, you've started to realize the cycle that you are in. But nobody can change it really but you. Only you can change the cycle. Okay? And I'm sure it's way easier said than done, but I'm just telling you. Okay, we're on Page of Cups. This is all about you needing to get more realistic about everything. Sorry, Friday, you've got the Strength card and the King of Cups. This is you being in control of emotions and having the strength to change the things that need to be changed. Saturday, 6 of Pentacles and the Empress. This is you stretching yourself far too thin and not being able to do what you need to do because you've got yourself stretched too thin. And Sunday, I've got Page of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. You're up in your head. You need to build a new foundation for yourself. And it's not going to be possible unless you can take accountability for some of the issues you have back here and try to heal whatever is actually at the core here. There's a hurt here that has caused all this to transpire. Okay, you didn't just bump your head when you got out of bed one day and this is how this went. This is something that's been building, but for some reason you have managed to strategically skirt the things that were sent to you to try to make you take accountability, and you've done it for a really long time. So now you have a lot of accountability here that you need to take. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this reading because this is rough. Page of Cups on the end would say you have very unrealistic expectations out of the things in your life, and that is what sets you up constantly to be disappointed. And it's something it's another part of a karmic cycle you have to change. Because when you get disappointed, then you get angry and you run again. I don't know. This is a lot of running. A lot of pushing down the emotions and running rather than deal with them. I may try to do Cancers again because this is pretty rough. But all right, there you go. All right. That's what I got. Okay.